A netizen shared this picture, which features a copy of newspaper back from the Mao era. The front page news or propaganda said, "The state of health of our great leader Chairman Mao is very, very good. This is the greatest fortune for all the people of China and the entire world." And the subtitle said, "Vice Chairman Lin and a few other CCP leaders are also in great health conditions." A netizen shared this picture, allegedly from 1967, at a train station in Yingkou. It was said that these people were mandated to get off the train and perform a kind of dancing popular during the Cultural Revolution era that praised Chairman Mao. This requirement was cancelled in the 1970s due to its ridiculous nature. The photographer's name is Jiang Shaowu. A netizen shared that, "I heard from a netizen in the US who shared about how he had already become fearful of the Communist Party of America ever since the 1950s. Back then, at the earliest time, most of those that joined the Communist Party of America were actually graduates of Ivy Leagues like Harvard. The Communist Party of America has always been in existence. Although hard to believe, but it may be not too ridiculous to say that the American conservative side actually helped the Communist Party of America to survive." The netizen that shared about this is already 80 years old. A netizen shared about the affirmative action issue. She said, "In order to have the same opportunity to be admitted to a top-tier school, the SAT scores that Asian Americans need is 140 points higher than the scores that white Americans need, and 270 points higher than the scores needed by Hispanic Americans, 450 points higher than the scores needed by African Americans. Over the past 2 decades, even though the population of Asian Americans has doubled in the total population of America, the percentage of Asian American students at Harvard has remained 16 to 19%. A netizen shared that Project Veritas recently leaked a video that led to PBS terminating Michael Beller, who is the staff attorney exposed on video earlier today, calling for Trump supporters' children to be sent to re-education camps. According to PBS response to Project Veritas, quote, "This employee no longer works for PBS. As a mid-level staff attorney, he did not speak on behalf of our organization, nor did he make any editorial decisions. There is no place for hateful rhetoric at PBS, and this individual's views in no way reflect our values or opinions. We strongly condemn violence and will continue to do what we have done for 50 years, use our national platform and local presence to strengthen communities and bring people together." And netizen replied, "This person's view is no different from the view held by the Communist Party." A netizen shared this chat. Someone sent a message saying that, "I dare to leave my children with President Trump, but do you, the Biden supporters, dare to leave your children to Biden?" This comment attracted thousands of likes on Twitter, and it allegedly originated from a young mother. A netizen shared a commentary from Xinhua News Agency with the title, "On the Collapse of the American Beacon." A netizen replied, "Doesn't this clearly show that the Communist Party of China does admit that America is a country that exists as a beacon of hope for the entire world?" A netizen commented, "Once Biden and the radical left take over America, other than issuing similar policies as those adopted by the Communist Party of China, they may lead the country to a path that is even more destructive. For example, they may legalize drug-taking, homosexuality, cancel the references of mother, father, son, and daughter, and perhaps eventually replace the Christian values that founded America with the communist ideology and atheism." Someone shared this tweet which said, "The left won't let you go to church, won't let you go to work, won't let you go to school, and now they don't want you to be able to speak." A netizen shared this picture. The girl is holding a banner saying, "I am a Hong Konger. Please cherish your vote. We can only demonstrate how important it is once." A netizen replied, "Every single time I look at this picture, I feel tempted to cry." A netizen replied, "Hong Kongers' efforts have not gone in vain. The people in Hong Kong help the entire world wake up to the true color of the CCP. I believe that after President Trump continues his second term, the Communist Party of China will reach its final stage of collapse, and Hong Kong will remain the glorious pearl of the Orient. And netizen shared this video clip featuring this young student who shared her personal experience of talking about the election and President Trump's accomplishments with her teacher.
Hi, my name is Monica Rubio. I am in 6th grade, and I just returned to campus yesterday for school. I was approached by a teacher when I was eating lunch, and she said, "How are you liking the presidential election?" And I said, "Yeah, I think Trump's gonna win." And she said, "No, Biden already won." And I said, "No, Trump took Biden to court because he was cheating." And she says that Trump is a terrible president because he owes El Paso, Texas a lot of money. So I said, it's one of the great American success stories. A builder who left his mark on skylines around the world. A businessman with an extraordinary ability to communicate directly with the American people. A leader who grew tired of politicians, leading our country down a road to ruin. He didn't do it for the money, or power, or fame. He had all that. He did it because of our love for our great country. Donald J. Trump beat the odds, smashed the establishment, and won the presidency for the American people. Immediately upon taking office, President Trump changed things, but change threatened the establishment, and the establishment fought back. Democrat obstruction, phony investigations, the dishonest media. An incredible 92% of stories are negative. No president has seen anything like it. Despite everything they threw at him, President Trump delivered for the American people, and he delivered like never before. Building the strongest economy in American history, 7 million new jobs, the lowest ever unemployment rate for Black and Hispanic Americans. Passing the historic USMCA, taking on China, winning the trade war, protecting and strengthening Medicare and Social Security, lowering the cost of insulin, delivering the first real drop in drug prices in 50 years, restoring our military, fixing the VA, bringing our troops home, and taking the world's deadliest terrorists off the battlefield. Soleimani, al-Baghdadi, ISIS brought to justice. Moving America's embassy to Jerusalem, a new era of strength and solidarity with our ally Israel.
And netizen shared that at the end of the speech that Secretary of State Mike Pompeo gave at the Voice of America earlier this week, he cited a quote from George Washington. He said, "I want to leave you with a quote that conveys why VOA's mission is so critical." This quote is from a ways back. It's from George Washington. He said, quote, "Truth will ultimately prevail where there is pains to bring it to light." End of quote. When America brings truth to the world, we bring light.
Child, we will take you in. Child, we will bring you home. You'll be a flower that sees the spring. Soon a dove flying high.